everybody? It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We're opening up the phone lines 800-585-1051. Now, this conversation comes from both Tiana Taylor, who stopped through earlier, and Charlamagne's Donkey. We're asking, when do you know when it's time to let things go?
Well, not just let things go. When it's time to walk away from a person, somebody you love, a significant other, a mate, a husband, a fiance. In the case of Melissa Guerrera and Robert Monet actually shot Melissa in the face. But Robert was dealing with mental health issues that she knew about because she even had, told him that he needed to go get a mental evaluation. Set one up for him, but before he was able to go, he had an episode in Olive Garden, ended up shooting her in the face. But she's on the stand, saying how much she still loves him and cares about him. So
my thing is, how is he still even able to have a firearm if he wasn't like? Why wouldn't she? I don't know. Like, you gotta fight. We in Olive Garden, mind you.
Yeah.
You have a firearm on you. We get into it and you shoot me.
She said she didn't even know that he had a gun. And by the way, they weren't arguing or nothing. He was sitting there, and he started saying that her ex-husband was in the parking lot. I don't even know if her ex-husband was actually there.
So he just flipped. Something happened. Something flipped with him.
Yeah, man.
So let me ask you, Jess, when is it that time to say, you know what, enough's enough?
Way before we get to something like that.
Well, that didn't seem like it had no. It wasn't rising from anywhere. It just came out of the blue.
Yeah, I get it. But when you feel like you're beating a dead horse, right? Or when you feel like it's nothing else that you can do, because I'm all with fighting the good fight, because in a marriage or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you can't just walk away. There's not no regular boyfriend-girlfriend situation. You can't just walk away. You got to be able to exhaust every option, right? But if it is detrimental to my health and how much, if I'm losing my life and my sanity over it, I got to walk away. Because at the end of the day, you are the only one with your best interests, right? You know what you can handle. You know what you can take. And you can still love somebody from a distance, right? And if it's meant to be, they'll find their way. Y'all find y'all way back in each other's paths. But you can't fight a fight by yourself. So.
I think a lot of times, like even with Tiana and Iman's situation, she felt like he wasn't fighting for it.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to change. And in relationships, like you said, you're married. You know that nothing's ever perfect.
No.
Right? And there's things that happen in your relationship, like even with me and my wife and my infidelity. We talk about it in the book. Like, I fought for that back.
Yes.
Right? And I didn't just apologize. I changed my behavior, and I continue to fight and continue to show and continue to prove.
Yeah.
Because I hurt my wife. You know what I mean? And that's my best friend. That's the one person you don't want to hurt.
Yeah.
But when you do it, you have to. I try to make sure it's right, and she understands that'll never happen again. She understands that I am sorry. She understands that my behavior and me just evolved as a human being.
Yeah, because you're doing the work. You're
and she sees that.
Yeah.
But if I didn't change, she would have to be like, look, I got to do what's best for me and best for my family and best for my peace. And I would have to understand that.
Absolutely.
Charlamagne?
Yeah, I think if you try, if you try if you care to try.
Right.
Basically. But when you actually listen to your spirit, God will tell you when to move on. But as Jess said, that's very hard when you are in a marriage, you got kids, you thinking about your vows until death do us part, better or worse. But Envy, you said something very spot on just now. You got to go out there and try to do better. Right. You know what I'm saying? We say for better or worse,
you gotta do
but
better,
you got to try to do better.
That's right.
And one thing I'm not going to do is, hurt myself trying to help someone else, because you can easily cut yourself on another person's broken pieces, trying to fix them.
Right. Let's go to Mario. Mario's on line 3. Mario, good morning.
Don't do that. I'm Mario, man. Mario.
I'm Mario. What's up, Mario?
Yeah. How y'all doing this morning?
Bless Black and highly favored.
I thought you were Latino. That's why I said Mario, but go ahead.
Nah, I'm from North Carolina, South Carolina, and when it comes to love, if you really love somebody, it's like you can't stop. You just don't. It's not enough. It's never enough.
Yeah.
But you got to know when to walk away when the other person's not trying enough, when the other person is not doing what they're supposed to do in that marriage. And after you've given them numerous times to fix up and to change, and they haven't, you got to get to a point where you got to realize, look, this person's never going to change.
No, I can't believe that. I honestly feel like, if you're giving love, you ain't going to give unconditional. You're going to do like 90%. Keep the other 10 for getting your face off the floor if they leave you. But honestly, you just really, really got to give it your all. And if they, if they hurting you, or some threatening stuff, but just heartbreak, nah.
But no, you're right. But I guess that's why I keep saying over and over, I'm not going to hurt myself trying to help somebody else. Because that's why I keep saying it. You can really cut yourself on somebody's broken pieces trying to fix them. Mm-hmm. They got to go out there and want to do that work on themselves to put themselves back together.
Thank you, Mario.
Understandable.
Tell Luigi we said peace, man.
Hey, yo, you a clown.
800-585-1051. We're asking, when is it the right time to leave? You know, if somebody is not putting in that work in a relationship, when do you know it's okay to say, you know what, enough's enough? Let's discuss this. The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. That was Tiana Taylor. Now, we're taking your calls about when is it the time to leave, right? If you're married, you're in a relationship, you tried everything, you exhaust everything, but when do you finally say enough is enough, right? We got Michelle on the line. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys this morning?
I'm
blessed,
good.
black, and highly favored.
Hey, girl.
Loren, Charlamagne, DJ.
Yeah, good morning. Talk to us. What's your thoughts, mama?
My thoughts is, I was married for 20 years, and just like Tiana said, when you have exhausted everything, I mean, I was really, when we first got married, we was together, engaged, and married in less than 3 months, and we was like, it work, don't. And we stayed married for 20 years, and when I said, people used to tell me that they was jealous of the way how I treated him and how he treated me. But when you look back on it, it was all a front. You know, I'm pretty sure he loved me, and I know he did, but I was in love with this man. In love until it got to a point where my love had to get away so I can get away, because I left him, came back, left him, came back. And it's like I'm living front row seats to a tragic horror movie, because you said I'm nagging you, but I'm trying to save your life when it comes to alcohol.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
And you just kept drinking, and then it got to the point where I even came back to you after I have staples in the back of my head from you hitting me with a 9mm, and if the gun would have went off the other way, I probably would have been dead today.
Wow.
So people was like, you know, I didn't know you was going through all of that. And it's not nobody's business. So I tell people, you don't tell people what's going on in your life unless you're really ready to leave it, because then when you tell them, they're like, well, they're looking at him funny, and they're looking at you funny. Well, you got back with him and everything.
Right.
You know, so I'm just like, you stay with them, and you know, you don't stay with through abuse, you know, but people always say that you gotta leave. When you truly love somebody, and it wasn't about the money, because I make my own. But the thing is, when you truly, truly love somebody, you're going to stay until you exhaust all you can exhaust. And when you ask this man, we just left the doctor, and they tell you, you got to stop. And when I tell you, are you going to stop and get help and stay with me? And you tell me, I make the money, I do what I want to do. You either going to stay or you're not going to stay. You telling me right now you don't give a F about me, calm down.
You're right.
And this was after 20 years, and it took so long for me to walk away. Right. And then it took 3 years of me trying to heal to get him out of my system. And once you finally get them out of your system, you be like, woosah.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, I feel so good, but you know, I don't have any hate. And my thing is, everybody said, will you ever get married? It wasn't a marriage, it was a divorce. Divorce was nasty.
Yeah.
But still, I still pray for him. And I still pray that he's in good health. But me, I'm at a peace. And you gotta go. I just tell anybody, just protect your mental. And I thank you, Charlamagne, for all that, because I went to your mental health last year. I don't know if I'm going to come this year.
Yeah, you doing it this year?
Yeah.
Give it a detail, Charlamagne.
I know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to come this year.
Oh, you can't come this year. Oh.
Well, yeah, we know we're doing it this
year. I don't know. I'm going to try.
We're doing it Saturday, October 11th at the Joel and Diane Bloom Wellness and Event Center in Newark, New Jersey, at the New Jersey Institute of Technology in Newark, New Jersey, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., the 5th Annual Mental Wealth Expo.
People want to register. How can they register?
Go to mentalwealthexpo.com. And I'm sitting there thinking, and this is something that I've always wanted to do with the Mental Wealth Expo. I guess people who are actually, we did it last year actually though, but people who have to deal with people who got mental illness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we focus so much on the people with mental illness as we should, but what about the people who got to deal with that?
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
the people who are victims of a person's mental illness. You got to live with a person who got bipolar. You married to somebody who's schizophrenic. Like that's rough, bro.
And but there's a lady on the line we can't get to because we got to go. She was like, she says she would recommend that anybody stays with someone who is mentally unbalanced. Wouldn't stay with anybody.
Let's go. We got to go to her.
She said her daughter has mental.
Let's go.
Oh,
Let's go. We got to talk to her.
Oh, no, she hung up.
God
She hung
damn
up.
it.
She was on hold too long. Her name was Tiara.
Daughter probably wilding.
But it's just crazy. But think about it. You have a daughter or a son that has mental problems, and then when you pass, you want somebody to take care of them, but they have to
Absolutely.
understand their condition. and
We're
their
going to
problems.
make that a topic before the week over. I want to have that conversation with people. I want to talk to
Absolutely.
people who got to deal with folks who actually have mental illness.
All right. Well, we got the latest with Loren coming up next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hold up. Every day I wake up. Wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?